living proof. It's pretty safe to say, God give it, God take it away. It's the worldwide American way. I'm living proof.
What's going on, team? Proof here, and today I'm coming at you with the gameplay videos of the Ryzen Nova sample deck, or the Ryzen sample deck, I should say, because not strictly Ryzen Nova. The Ryzen sample, the Ryzen sample deck. What's going on, team? Proof here, and today I'm coming at you with the gameplay videos of the Ryzen deck model that I presented a little bit earlier today, and got a couple games here. Hopefully it showcases to you what the deck can do and just some of the ideas that I had in mind when I was putting the deck together. So let's just go ahead and hop right into it. And the first game I have here is against Thavas, thanks to my boy Plasma Fish. He also helped me get some of the deck profiles together. But excuse me, against Aqua Force here, we're trying to not die to their multi-attacking, but as you can see, I have a pretty good hand here. And go ahead and ride up with what I had available. And I didn't want to use my heal because I wanted to keep it as an option in the future, even though it might be a good idea to use it for blocking Aqua Force early attacks. But I'll go ahead and just try to put pressure on his Vanguard just to maybe use some of his own pieces and just put him at high damage otherwise. So he go ahead and rides up into Thavas here, and he has the crit available and the threat of Tile Assault here. So I'll go ahead and block the first one and then put my faith in the trigger, or because if either one hits the trigger, I'm still okay. And here I weigh the option of going into Ryzen Nova or into Great Star here. I'll go ahead and ride Great Star just because I plan on using Agris to try and recoup some cards back into my hand. Use Mecha Trainer to get a fake Bomber here, and just try to use up one of the PGs that I had in my hand, just because I thought it was going to start to clog up some space, and it puts more pressure on him because, as I mentioned, he's already at 3 damage. Bind up, call back the Bomber and the Cheetah. Hit a handy crit. And now I have a 31,000 2-crit Vanguard coming at him. Unfortunately, he hits 2 draw triggers, but I can still put the GB2 to use of Great Star just to draw another card. So now my defense are pretty well off here in terms of trying to defend his attack against his Alexandros turn with the PG, the crits, the G-Guard here. And I tried to hit a trigger just to try and alleviate some of that pressure, but that didn't come up on the first check. But my boy Fox, Schemer, came up on the second check, even though it kind of doesn't matter as much because Alexandros gives him the plus 5,000 anyway. And forgetting what Adelaide does for Thavas, I feel like I could have guarded more efficiently, but we'll see, because I think I did it the best way I could. My goal was to survive this turn, keeping both Silence Jokers in my hand, or at least one of them in my hand for my upcoming Stride turn. Take that, and then I PG with my what's his name? My Cunning Brain. Just because I had the idea to want to set up for it, but then little did I know I already used up all 4 of them. So that kind of ruined that plan A there. But I go into Picard here with, I used 1 Silence Joker to unflip, and I was thinking about using my second one here to unflip again because I thought I might need that 4th counterblast. So I'll go ahead and do it just because I felt it was better to have that spare counterblast. I'm still trying to work out optimal Picaro calls here with the new stuff, but I did know I wanted to at least put a Bruggert onto the field just because I know his ability is really good for me, and having that 4th counterblast lets me combo Bruggert with Ryzen Great Star's on play skill. Hit the drive checks, hit a critical trigger, get some handy power to Frog Raider. And I attack unboosted here because I knew I was going to combine Bruggert with Great Star. Put it back, use Bruggert's skill, put a card from my hand into the soul, call out Great Star, use Star skill to call out Bruggard or another charge unit, counter blast permitting. And I kept the Axe Diver in my hand because I call it out with Fake Bomber skill if I had it available. So nice little game there, kind of showcasing why I like having Bruggard as having Bruggard as a unit in the deck, because I can combo his return back to deck skill with Great Star, or put another unit of pressure onto the board just to help extend my combos. But I also have another game that I wanted to showcase to you guys, so I'm gonna load that up and then I'll be right back. All right, got the next game loaded up, and this one here is against Dominate. And against Dominate here, we try not to load up the board too much because we want to try and keep the cards in our hand so that we don't get dominated, of course, just to make sure they don't put too much counter pressure on us. So he holds just because he's grade stuck, and I'll go ahead and just take it, and I hit a schemer. And I chose to be more aggressive here just to try and make him use up some of his own pieces here. I didn't think he was grade stuck, but I wanted to put that pressure on him. Unfortunately, he hits a heal on my next check, on his next damage check. And then he hits another one here. So all that early pressure just kind of got shot down immediately, which is unfortunate. But here, I go ahead and write up in the star because I had the idea of getting a heal trigger and going into Bruggard on my next turn. Not Bruggard, going into Agrius on my next turn, since I have so many pieces in my hand to use. So he misses G assist here, but he has the means to keep putting up pressure on me. And I didn't want to put down a Wonder Pass and him hit a trigger through like he just did. So I didn't have a Silence Joker in my hand, otherwise I would have no passed him there. But I'll go ahead and drop the Sea Breeze and pitch a Rising Nova because I wanted to apply more pressure and just to get some of the grade 3s out of my hand. I thought it was a fair exchange here just to trade out Rising Nova for the call, but I got 2 more anyway. So now he has Sheer Nui in his hand, and I tried to keep my pressure down, or my guard down, as much as I could, but I still kept the heal in my hand because I thought it'd be useful. So knowing he could dominate me on my next turn, I weighed the option of calling out more units here, and I chose just to keep putting on that pressure on him. Maybe he could use up some of the cards in his hand, and I hit a nice handy heal with get the double trigger off, and then he has to use more resources anyway. So it's kind of, my plan of action is kind of come to fruition here because Dominate is decently good at being aggressive. I'm going to take the hit because I thought I'd hit a trigger, even though I just hit 2, but you never know with what the top card of your deck really is. And the G-Guard comes in handy now because I can G-Guard, and if a unit stays around, I can use it to go into Star's GB2. I use my G-Guard here, hit the Brug, or why do you want to call him Bruggard? Hit Gus here, and I chose put back Bruggard. That's probably why I had him on my brain. Put back 2 charge units and a critical trigger. And I PG his Vanguard just for limiting any type of shenanigans that might have come up from it. And then I do another G-Guard here, and for Brug just to repurpose the other cards that I had in my drop zone. And then in the turn, saw that GB3, I could absorb 1 and draw a card, which came in handy. And here I weighed the option between Picaro or going into Agrius here. And I thought about using Agrius because even if he had the G-Guard that could dominate, I could recoup more from it. It wouldn't hurt as much if he did it on an Agrius turn than in a Picaro turn. And then I call out the 4th unit here just to prevent his G-Guard from shutting me down. Agrius, bind everything, draw a card. And my formation here is that I don't call back out the Joker, even though, now should I? I probably should have called it behind Vanguard, but I go into star skill, call out fake bomber here for that extension once again. And then I attack with Brugert here, and then I attack with Bomber, and I use Bomber skill to call out the other Brugert that I just got, and then this let me, I'll explain what. So what I could have done since I called out the other Brugert is that at the end of the battle, Brugert would have returned back to deck. I could have searched out a grade 3 or grade 1 with charge, or grade 3, yeah, grade 3 or grade 1, I believe. Call it out, I'll call out Great Star again, use Star skill to call out Bomber, and then I could have used Bomber skill because I had 4 soul remaining. I could have called out another unit, and then I could have called out another charge unit from there. So I had at least 2 more attacks coming at him with his hand being really low. And that's why I like Brugert in this deck, because it offers impressive attack extension with a pretty good power, being able to hit for like 21, 26,000 over and over again through your calls. So hopefully that gave you an idea how the deck functions. Hope you enjoyed. Look out for more. And yeah, until next time, peace. Be easy.